Hey everybody, it's Teresa here of Black in Design. Welcome back to my 2019 Project Life album. And today I'm going to finish up the month of August. If you follow along with me, you will find the first part of August was shared it was shared about a week ago. And I will link the full series of my 2019 album down below so you can follow along with the whole album. And so August fell into two layouts. This is the second layout. I'm working with the Stories Project Life kit from Becky Higgins and designed by Celine Studio. And you'll find that I have some embellishments, some chipboard pieces, some die cuts from the Click kit from Project Life. And these black alphabets that I'm using right now are older puffy alphabets from Felicity Jane. And there's some puffy hearts and probably a stamp set somewhere along the way too. And so I will be sure to link all the products in my blog post. And so, of course, as I always do, I'm starting with my date card here. And the colors of course, you guys know I'm very color driven. That's how I make a lot of my design decisions when starting a layout. And so the color story in the Stories Project Life kit is yellow, turquoise, blue, red, and black and white, and wood grain. And so I have one card that has all of those colors in it. You can see that 3x4 card on the far left. And then for my date card, I pulled out the yellow. And to make it pop a little bit, I added the dates in black and then a little tiny enamel heart. That is from Paige Evans for Pink Paisley. And a little chipboard strip in red, just to bring your eye to that card so that you immediately know exactly what time period we are talking about. And even though I'm not doing weekly layouts anymore, I'm deeply committed to having a rough idea of what the dates were for these photos. And I'm really liking this format. I'm liking, even though I love weekly formats and I love weekly layouts, it's hard work to look at a date card that says week 42. Because we don't say we're in week 42 throughout that week. We don't associate that with anything else outside of Project Life. So I'm really enjoying just having the dates here, just a rough time frame. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be perfect. But just being able to quickly look there at that date card and say, oh, okay, this is the last 2 weeks of August. This is the last half of August. It gives you an immediate context, and you don't have to work too hard for that information. So I had a couple of square photos. You can see I'm trimming those two square photos. I think they ended up being about 3.5 by 3.5 inches. And I'm leaving just a little bit of white border on each side so that they will pop against the journaling cards. And so I love having this as an option for including square photos from Instagram, from social media. And this is a really simple way to introduce a different size photo. I typically tend to stick with 4x6 and 3x4, but this I find is easy enough for me to place into my template, make the rest of the background white, and then print it out and cut it out and add it to a journaling card. So for this one, this is a photo of the mess in my studio at the time. It's always nice to have those little captures of my desk. And so I layered it onto the wood grain card, which had some interesting white space. And that's why I chose this card as the background. It gave me an opportunity to add a stamped sentiment, and it gave me an opportunity to add a little bit of journaling. And I also added a little tiny enamel dot again, or enamel heart again, just to introduce a little tiny bit of color to that card. And I loved how that turned out. I love just simply layering photos over top of journaling cards. And so you'll see that there's one here in the lower left-hand corner, and then I repeated the same thing in the upper right-hand layout. So you can kind of expect that and know that, oh, okay, that's another square element and another journaling card on the layout. So a couple of the stories that we had, of course, this is a week for back to school, or the end of August is back to school time. We also had 2 birthdays. We actually had Alan's birthday. I actually did not mention that on the layout. I don't think that I had any photos from that for some reason, and that's okay. And then Addison had a birthday as well. I do mention that and have a photo of him on his birthday opening his card. I think that we did kind of low-key birthdays that month just because there was so much going on with back to school. With back to school, it means back to school shopping. It means making sure everybody has the clothes they need, the books they need, the folders and pens and supplies, making sure everybody knows where their classes is. We had open house during that time, and open house for us is crazy with 4 kids and trying to get 4 kids through all their classrooms that they need to go to for open house is insane. And so this was just a crazy time, and I love that we have it documented, and I love just pointing out during this time that, you know, some things get missed. Sometimes it goes faster than the speed of the shutter, right? So another thing I did too was that I had a couple of extra 3x4 photos, and you'll see here I'm creating just a very simple flip up using washi tape. I'm putting a journaling card underneath the top photo, and you'll see here I put this red one underneath. Zoe, our cat, one of our cats, she likes to hang out with Alan during the day in his office, and she had hopped up on his lap right in the middle of a phone call, and he's got his headset on, and then underneath she had settled into one of the boxes in his office. Those were just 2 photos that he had sent me throughout the day there. And I love including the photos that he sends. I had a little bit of decision making about that floral card. That floral is, well, you guys know, I love including florals in my Project Life layouts. And that's a great way to fill a pocket, and you don't have to add anything to it. It did not need a single thing. And I still get to include a beautiful floral in the layout. Another thing I did with these click chipboard embellishments, there were some Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday chipboard word strips, and I used those. I have to admit that I don't normally use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday through Friday in my layouts. Usually it feels a little bit overwhelming to me. But there were a couple of things that I knew I knew what days we had done them. And so I went ahead and added, I think I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. because I knew that the open house was Wednesday and the first day of school was Friday. So that was kind of fun and something different that I don't normally do, and that I like the way that it turned out. So there's a photo of a tower there, a 3x4 photo of a tower on the right-hand side. That's actually where Nick goes to his chemistry class in downtown Winston-Salem. And so I just grabbed a quick snap of that. You'll see here I'm working on the final card. It's a 4x6 card that I want to use for a journaling card. And what I did was I snipped out some of the graph paper from one of the other cards and layered that on top of that white space. And then I also added a little tiny enamel dot again to the camera icon. And I layered a chipboard strip over top of the words. And then I also just added that little red flag, just so that you know that the journaling starts here. Just a quick, easy way to draw your eye to the first word in the first sentence of that journaling. And so if you're wondering sometimes where to place the embellishment, place it at the beginning of your sentence, at the beginning of your paragraph, and that draws your eye to where you want it to. And that works really well here on this layout where there's a lot going on and your eye is easily drawn to the journaling on this page. I'm also layering just a little transparency bit here to the photo of Addison. And with that, the layout is mostly complete. I'll share some details with you, and of course the product information on my blog at larkindesigntm.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye bye.